We now return to Let's Play Zeus.
Great things are in store for you, little sheep. Trust me.
Bastard stealing my sheep. Okay. So, let's go ahead and spend some time finishing this up. Since this is only going to be temporary, I'm just going to put this down here, seeing as how we've already got this guy started. And we are going to need to begin importing quite a bit of things. That's pretty good. How did he take? Where did he take 4 from? Well, we won't need this right away, so I'm just going to leave it as is for a moment. We'll go ahead and speed this up. That is not the correct button to speed things up. There we go. Stay on a 90 there. We are waiting for... Are we already starting for... Oh. Duh. There you go. Now we can begin. And we are going to need 20 loads of wood on top of this. So I'm going to just buy 20. And we'll need to be buying more anyway. So this little island out here is kind of thinking. If not, oh, it will actually work with Dionysus. Plus, it's already surrounded by meadow on here. Maybe I should just put a Dionysus temple out here. Now, that makes it completely useless to getting things in here really quick. So maybe, actually, if I will build Hermes, Hermes isn't going to fit. It would just fit. It would just fit there. Kind of on his own, out of the way, but would be able to greet everybody. I mean, if you're going to greet everybody traveling, then let's put it right here, where it's actually thematic and something that people will actually have to walk by, as opposed to... I mean, they don't even sail by that area, so let's not even worry about that. I don't know, I just thought maybe we could put something out on this little tiny island out here. Nemean games, okay. So food is maintaining for sure. Interestingly, the urchins are not providing enough. What did I decide about this armor? Oh, right, I need to have we already made our purchase of this. I got 12. We need to have Egypt prepared for me to sell that.
Worship me and find out.
Let's go ahead and zip this along. It's going to be immensely unprofitable, but I mean, we're already pretty good on the funding, and it seems actually like we're balancing out a bit. Let me go look at my revenue, and we seem to be making a ton of money despite the importation. And speaking of, we can now stop buying wood because that's all we'll need. And eventually I will stop selling the sculpture. That's probably what's doing it for me, actually, is the sculpture industry is sustaining my terrible needs for building. Okay. I was looking at that going down, thinking maybe I'd need a little bit more, but I definitely don't. Yeah, I mean, as far as I can see, there's really nothing wrong here, except whatever is going on here, and that's just appeal issues, which really probably can't be dealt with from here. Unless I maybe started doing something down here. It's this guy right there that's causing problems. Yeah, I don't see how I could possibly get to that. That is very strong. I did not realize it was going to be that bad, but it is pretty darn strong. Oh well. We've got plenty of people anyway, so I won't worry about it. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna work to keep that, because everybody who's moved in has moved in. So I'm gonna work to keep this full. Let's go ahead and put down at least one more, because these take up 10. Okay. Now see, we really don't have the problem. This guy's just standing here.
It doesn't have to be unpleasant. Worship me and
But we'll
find
put one
out.
there anyway. And then I suppose we can also turn on city walls. Man those. That's not... I guess I can't click on the people in the tower. It's just the thing. That's alright. It's me in games. We lost.
Worship me and find
Well,
out.
while we're waiting for that, I suppose we could build ourselves a little park here. Let's turn this down so it's not so crazy. I could put myself an athlete monument down. I mean, I've got so many monuments that it's a little bit out of control, really. I don't even know what I would do with them. I guess I could put one... Well, I could have put one entering into the city. That might have looked cool. I could still take it out, but, you know. Could put maybe a happiness monument here. Just kind of something as people walk by. I don't know. I don't really want to put one central to everything. I want it to be kind of like an actual park. So let's do a fish pond here. And so if I do that... Let's see, bring it back maybe? Well, no, because if I bring it forward... Yeah, let's put it forward here. I'll go ahead and just make a little bit of a road going around. I won't connect it up just yet. I suppose we could put columns along this, but... Or I could just make avenue. It's kind of a cop-out, I feel, but... Kind of gives it a nice little transition, I suppose. And maybe a hedge maze in one corner. Hedge maze somewhere. Alternatively, I could just utilize that. Let's also... I don't really... That... Where is he going right now? Let's see hazards. He basically has free reign of all of this, but it's completely unnecessary because I could block it off. Well, we're already blocking one off. But he will walk this way. See, I just wanted to put a guard tower because I don't have one anywhere. And I could just kind of set one out here. Kind of be in the middle of something, but if this guy doesn't walk over here to it, it's going to collapse. Near perfect hygiene. What's the issue with the hygiene? I don't understand the near perfect. What's amiss? As far as I can tell, all the healers are touching. No, I don't know. You know what? Let me just connect this up and see how this guy walks when he pops out here. Again, he doesn't need to be touching this house because we actually have a walker within this circuit. Pretty sure Achilles does not require...
Life doesn't have to be unpleasant. Worship me and find out.
So really, aside from the granary here, and it might even be, as soon as he pops out, it might even be enough. Oh yeah, see, just being in proximity is enough to keep this tagged. So let me... And by the time he walks back, okay. So he does go back both ways. I like that. I'm actually really... Uh-oh, except we have athletes. Well, it doesn't really matter. The athletes are going nowhere anyhow. So let's put a little guardhouse out here. The loneliest little guardhouse. And we'll give him a couple columns to sit by. Yeah, they really did a good job with the programming. Being able to split and know. Oh.
Unrest in the city? Shut your mouth. Things are peaceful here.
Well, he just goes and patrols the front. Which, really, if we were having a threat... Well, no. They don't... That's not a thing in Zeus, is it? The spies and the sabotage. These guys are purely to keep the plebes in line. Okay. So what? Something like that, followed by that. And then we'll take a nice hedge maze here, out the backside. And... I don't know. I guess just more park. It's a varied park to that one, so that's nice. Okay, cool. So now we got a nice little city center. City, I don't even know what you would do with this. It's just another nice little entranceway. With that in mind, then I suppose we just fill this in too, right? Gazebo, maybe? Ooh, that's what I should do. A contemplative little gazebo out here, instead of a garden. Although, that's kind of close. Okay, well... Let's knock that out. Let's put this hedge maze back in here. We'll now take a gazebo, hit it there, and put a couple parks out in the back. There. So then, this just basically... I knew there were more varieties of this. Look at that. There's actually 3 of them. I don't know what it was in the programming that was causing that one to just duplicate again and again and again, but there we go. Okay. And then there's this big empty spot up here. I wonder if the appeal cascading effect would push... This wasn't that bad before, was it? I know this one was, but wow. Anyway, I was going to say, if the cascading effect would be that if I beautified this and finished it off, and I may as well, because I've taken the entire top of this plateau, so let's just head up here and do a similar thing. And we'll give this some Corinthian columns, just to kind of differentiate it. And maybe stick a gazebo back in here for the actors to just kind of wander off and do whatever. And then fill all this in? Sure, but I don't really like having the multiple garden thing going on there. Don't really have anything else to do unless I wanted to put down another monument, though. So I guess we'll leave it since I've already got the garden there. That's what they really needed to make variety for, was the bigger things. I understand why they didn't, because I suppose it's a lot easier to get the small stuff fit into places rather than like a big 4x4, but this is definitely where Poseidon would come into play and provide a little bit extra. Okay, well anyway, that's done. Where are we at with the temple? Temple's done. This whole time. She will harvest food for you when your citizens have none, and it's surrounded by fertile fields, which can be planted with what? Did putting her down add meadow? The garden is surrounded by fertile fields, which can be planted with crops and support livestock. That must have. So if I'd actually plunked this down in a non-fertile area, that would have solved something. Gotta keep up on our sheep here. The vital fleece trade. Have I been buying too much marble? Yes and no, because what we can actually do... What's my population at? Oh yeah, geez. Let's now get Dionysus in here. And we will put him a respectable distance away. We don't really want him right there, I suppose. And maybe I could have even actually taken these out and had him angled off this way. Whatever, this will work just fine. With that in mind, I will take a grower. Oh, well, I won't have access until this finishes growing. So never you mind. This will take 12 loads of wood. Buy that up. Let's run it till we're out.
Coming forth from my father's head was no mean feat.
Well, they took some bastards. So let's lower that down to 10, because because we just bought 6. Whoa, wait a minute. We need... how many? 12? So we need to buy 6 more. Alright, that should be enough. We bought our 12 this year. No longer buying. We probably have enough marble to... click on the thing! 20 slabs of marble. Still? We bought 19. Where did that go? Is this just carryover? I'm suspicious. Gnosis demands fleece, sure. Okay, I'm thinking we've purchased enough. My goodness, look at that. Sculpture is definitely... So she's blessed 1. She, her pathway is definitely not as ideal as I would like.
Worship me! Coming forth from my father's head was no mean feat.
So once I put down a 4th temple, that would get rid of any other god petitioning me to provide them place in the city. I don't think we're going to go that far. I did say Hermes, but, I mean, really, where is Hermes going to go? Athena, we have an entire goddamn hill for you back in Larissa. Why don't you just wait? And we are going to still be grossly overpopulated, aren't we? 8 more slabs of marble. I've already... oh, sorry, that's the wrong... wow, I almost hurt myself there. Alright, we'll just buy 8 and we'll have an extra one. I don't know what else to do with it. Did we do it? We did it. Okay. I know no one we can give it to.
Worship me.
And is done.
Coming forth from my father's head was no mean feat.
Okay, so still didn't take out a huge chunk, 45. But man, that did not. So where are we at again? Fleece. So I could sell some. We seem to be doing okay on that. But let's go ahead and work on this. Put a few growers' lodges out here. I mean, I could put them literally right there, but we'll keep them kind of in the farming district. As such there, we can now get rid of these guys. That is a massive amount of people. So I have the growers' lodge, but I still don't have access to putting down my own anything. I can put down wineries. Let's go ahead and put a couple wineries down. I mean, how many do 2 provide for? Do they provide for more than 1? Is it a 2-for-1 deal? See, I don't know that. I don't know what the ratio is offhand. They may provide, they may not. We've got armor. Right, Egypt. I keep thinking, wow, there's someone I could be giving this to. I mean, why not, right? Look at the amount of money I have got. That is insane. Well, okay, I mean, we've got people for days, so let's put a pier to Egypt out here. I'd really kind of like it in sort of a similar area, which if I cleared that out, I could. I know I just cleared this out, but let's do this. Will he go this way, though? Before I make that... oh, yeah, that's a very short road. He ought to make it. Oh, yeah. Pier to Egypt. Oh, he doesn't even have to go that far. Okay. Pier to Egypt. We will be selling armor. 24 at a time. We do not need to buy wheat. We do not need to buy sculpture. We are selling sculpture. I can just go ahead and sell what remains of my marble, get my money back on that. buying the wine. Do we even need to do that now?
And your coffers will fill to the brim.
That I don't know, but I suppose I'll buy 4 just as a backstop for a little bit. So what else we got? We could sell wood, we could sell bronze straight up, which is also an option, I suppose. They don't seem to be making enough, though. Now that's interesting. So here I was thinking I would sell some armor, but they're not actually producing enough. So let me go ahead and do another foundry on this end, and then I'll go ahead and just grab 1 armory. And really, I suppose, well, no, because it takes 100 people to man a trireme. I was going to say I could just put that down, but 8% idle? That's not so bad, right? I think we've pretty successfully managed this. Oh yeah, I mean, these guys are right on top of putting that wheat back in.
You may not be a hero like me, but you do know how to lead a city. Who needs Olympus when you can live here?
Yeah, I think we're doing okay. I think we've pretty much hit this. The money is clearly no problem. I'm just curious what we've made here. 9,000 last year. That's pretty good, I'd say. Pointless little park. Pointless little park that could have actually had more columns. I don't know. I sort of wanted to remove columns as a crutch for my design. But you know what, though? We can actually put a little bit of a colonnade along here, because I used them as fences in previous playthroughs, so it just came to be a little bit much. But yeah, I think that works out. So we've got a very, very productive. Right, I was thinking of it. Ah, shit. So we're only producing half because I can't get to these because of the diagonal. Nutso. I didn't think about that. Well, so it's not as productive as I was thinking, and now that probably means we can really just do with the 1. Because I definitely don't think we're going to have enough grapes in here.
Worship me. Coming forth from my father's head was no
Yeah,
mean
they really...
feat.
Okay, well, I botched this one just a little bit, but, you know, whatever. And that'll probably produce, because we don't have... Yeah, like, we've got 1 guy waiting on some stuff here. So that's really not enough to justify another winery. Because he just took it there. I honestly don't think they'll make enough now that I've done that. Well, anyway, I think that was a fun little detour. This turned out to be a little bit more of a detour than I'd originally thought. So the whole point of coming here was actually to get access to the wheat resource, so I had access to horses. Now that's something I could also be doing here. I could just have these guys go straight up to horses. I mean, why not? But, yeah, I think we've definitely accomplished whatever this was. How about here? There you go. I'll set that up there, and then we will give access to the horse trainer. Last thing in the stall. Because he doesn't need it anymore. And this was... Hoplites are better anyhow. And all they need is horses, and that's it. That's that. So let's speed this up just a little bit so we can get our first horses. But yeah, that was the entire reason we came here to begin with. And was to gain access to that wheat. I could have had better times maybe with access to Hades. Well, the other island gave minerals, but we're really not hard up like that.
And your coffers will fill.
Not too much anyway. Is that... I think the resource is too far now that I think about it. Too distant. Yep. So this backfired really badly. What if I did a horse ranch here? Just trying to squeeze into spaces that I don't really have any business. Oh man, whatever. Good enough, good enough. Okay, so back to Larissa now. I think we've very successfully colonized this place out here in, what the hell was this called again? Naxos. Yes. Now, it did give me those two options. I feel like we might get a shot at the second colony. I'm just not really sure about that. Anyway, do I even have enough? Oh my. Okay, well now we need to stop selling this stuff because now I need... Well, first... No. First things first, I need to save the adventure. And then once we've got that, set this aside. And then you've decided it's time to turn your attention back to Larissa and leave Naxos in the hands of your deputy, Eliphanor, who will make tribute payments to you in precious fleece. Shazbat, I hope I can change that. I know you can in Emperor, but... I mean, we do need fleece in the other city anyway, right? That is one resource I don't have. So this might work okay, but I still am going to have to get wheat from somewhere. Which, given that I'm only going to be using it to raise horses, could be a cheap import anyway. So that's alright. Okay, well, I'm going to end this one here. When we return, we'll be back in Larissa. See you then.